All right. What's going on? Yeah, we're blinking, trying to connect. Okay. Yep. There we go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is March the 13th, 2025. I almost said 2024. Almost. I mean, 2024, I'm glad that 2024 has come and gone and we've moved on. We're seeing great things happening in the country. But with this said, there's the United States of America, I truly believe, is at odds. And I think that is actually showing more than ever before. The differences that we have in this country and the odds that we're at odds completely. And why is it like that? Technically, it shouldn't be that way. We're supposed to be the United States of America. And I guess when you look at it, minus California and New York and probably Chicago and probably a few other ones, but for the most part, we're still the United States of America. And we should remain that way. At least that's my thinking. But if you haven't already, please bless me by hitting the thumbs up. If you're watching no matter how you're watching this, please hit the thumbs up for me. I would greatly appreciate it. We're live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, Peel.net, and X America News. X America News. We're live right now and direct. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have to say something. I'm dealing with some really personal stuff right now. So you're going to have to forgive me. I'm trying to, let me just put it this way. Ever since President Trump won the election the first time, friends, families, there's been a humongous, how do I say this? Humongous division. So it's not even just, I guess it's like the entire country. There's a great division that's happening within inside of the United States of America right now. We're at odds, but it's not just political any longer. The odds between spiritual beings, we're seeing it. Now, we always know that there's been a spiritual war. We've always seen it. And I've constantly said that this spiritual battle is getting bigger and bigger. And most of the time, this is the way I view this. And by all means, leave me a comment. I do look at the comments and I'm just kind of curious. By all means, you leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Am I close? Am I off the mark? But I've been saying that this spiritual battle that we're seeing is overflowing into the physical world. Not that it hasn't been there before, because I think these evil spirits can affect people in the physical and get them to do certain things. And we see that all the time. We see it all the time. When people act out and they do certain things, I like to look at it, and the way I look at it is that it was an evil spirit convincing these people to do certain things. Let me give you an example, kind of a soft example of that. Remember in the Bible when Jesus walked up to the guy, and the guy was talking to Jesus, and he goes, "Are you here to torment us? Is the time now?" And Jesus said, "Who are you?" And they said, "We are legion." There's a whole bunch of demonic demons in this man. He was demon possessed. He said, "We are legion." That same demonic legion, evil spirits, exist today, but they no longer call themselves legion, far as we know. You know what they call themselves now? They and them. They and them. They call themselves it is really, really, really bizarre. But that's what it is. They call themselves they and them. They no longer call themselves legion, at least not in today's world. They may, 5 years from now, I don't know. But as of right now, they call themselves they and them because they have possessed people along with other demons that are with them. But my point is that we're seeing such a great division. Families are getting divided. And it's all because of politics. The families are allowing politics to come in and divide them. And it's so bizarre. And you're really seeing this. Now, I'm not saying that some conservatives don't do it, because some conservatives have family members that can be, pretty nasty with them. And they just like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with it. Yeah, I have to walk away from you because you're just being completely nasty towards me. And because I supported President Trump, families are experiencing this. They really are. Many people are experiencing this. And I never forget it when President Trump was in office the first time, when family members or just friends or people found out, that you're a Trump supporter. And even if you went to some restaurants and they found out that you were a Trump supporter, they wouldn't even serve you food. And then, of course, all of the left said, well, that's a private business. If they don't want to serve you any food in their private business, they have every right to turn you away. Not because you've done anything wrong, but simply because you supported President Trump. Who was the last group and the last time that you remember a person or persons going into a restaurant, a coffee shop, what have you, and you get turned around and you get denied service? Have you ever known for a Republican establishment to deny people service? Have you ever heard of that? Absolutely not. It was only Democrats. Think about that. See, if this was like the 1950s and I decided I wanted to go into a coffee shop and get, maybe a cup of Joe and maybe a croissant to go along with it. I have the money. I go in to purchase it. And what do? Nope, you can't be in here. Nope, you can't be in here. Your kind is not allowed because of the way I was born. That same Democrat Party exists today because there's been people that vote Trump and they know that you vote Trump and then they kick you out. But then they tell us that the party switched. You hear what I'm telling you? They tell us that the party switched. And it's the same thing when it goes to who's going to pick your crops. If President Trump, and I just saw a post earlier where President Trump is looking at kicking into gear even more about removing the people that are in the country unlawfully. And the same party that was crying and kicking and screaming when the Republicans freed the slaves, the same party today, back then even, well, who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to put the food on our tables? Who's going to clean our homes? If you take away our help, who's going to do it for us? Fast forward to 2025. If you remove our help, who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to put the food on the table? Who's going to clean our homes? And today, who's going to do our yards? If you remove our help, it's the same party. And see, the same party today, like I mentioned, I'm going to bring it up again here. If I went into the coffee shop, they wouldn't allow me in there because of who I am, because of the way I look. Same party today. If they know that I go in, and there's been restaurants, if I go into a restaurant, have on a MAGA hat, have on a Trump shirt, go into a restaurant, we can't serve you here. Why not? Well, we're discriminating against you because of what you believe. And that's exactly what happened back in the day. They discriminated against people because of their complexion. And today, the same party discriminated against people because of who you support. You can't really make it up. But then again, they said that the party switched. And there was never a switch. The switch never took place. The same party that was hateful then is the same party that's hateful today. And there's a video, and I hope if we get to it, I'm going to try to play it for you. There's a video with Stephen A. Smith. And even Stephen A. Smith, which apparently, Shannon, rumors has it, I haven't heard him directly say it, but rumors has it that he's possibly going to run for political office or the presidency or something like that in 2028 because the Democrats can't get it together. But anyways, he goes on with Sean Hannity. And see, sometimes he has a light bulb comes on, just like John Fetterman and what Bill Maher. and a few other ones, that a light bulb will come on and they will see reality for what it is. But then soon after, the light bulb goes back off. But to get back to Stephen A., he went on with Sean Hannity, and he told Sean Hannity that the Democrats on Capitol Hill, they're not getting it. They believe that their only purpose in life, and it's so true, is to get Trump. That's it. Push back on Trump. No matter what it is that he's doing, you push back on him. President Trump can come up with a solution that solves all of our problems, hypothetically speaking. Trump can solve all of our problems, and the Democrats will go, oh, no, we got to push back on it. That's their whole purpose. They don't care about their constituents, because if they actually did, they would look at what President Trump is doing and they would go, see, now this is how I would do if I were on the left. Thank God I'm not. But play along here. Because of my thinking, the way I am, if I was on the left, I would say, let me see what President Trump is doing and how can we utilize it to make it better for my constituents in my state. But they don't do that. That would be the right thing to do. Because what President Trump is doing is actually positive. It really is. But because of their disdain for President Trump, they can't look past anything else. The prime example is when DJ Daniel, when President Trump acknowledged him in the address to Congress, they couldn't stand up and clap for him, nothing. They just sat there on their hands because they could not look past President Trump. Here's this young man, but Trump is right there. I can't look past Trump. Young man recognized he's up on the next level. He's up there on the next level, but they cannot look past Trump. I mean, TDS is a real thing. TDS is 100% a real thing. Well, President Trump is in office, and of course, a lot of people are asking, what is going on with Pam Bondi and what's going on with Kash Patel? I've been asking this. Many people are asking this. I know you've been asking this too. And this is the first video that I've seen with Kash Patel and Pam Bondi in the same interview. But again, as I mentioned before, there's a problem that I have with this video. And I have a problem with Kash Patel's what he's saying here. And of course, I don't think Pam Bondi says anything in this clip, but I still have a problem with the information that they're relaying to us. Hey, and if you haven't already, please bless me by hitting the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. The algorithms really recognize that, and more people will tune in. Please bless me by hitting the thumbs up. Listen to this.
It's just amazing that he would say that.
It's shockingly unconstitutional, Trace. It's great to be with you. And I'm here to announce on your show a measure that I'm working with Congress that should be Congress's bread and butter. And I'm calling for the subpoenas to be issued to Judge Merchant's daughter's company, who made $15+ million from the illicit information pouring out of her father's courtroom. I want to know the bank records, because money doesn't lie. Yep. I want to know how deep it is and how much of it went to the family and how much of it is going to the family after this false conviction. And then we need to investigate the FEC actual violations that this judge and his family conducted, because he should never have been overseeing this trial to begin with, because of the illicit campaign money that was flowing through there. And the unconstitutional due process violations are only the beginning. So America is calling for accountability of our judicial system, and Congress is the only lever that has it. And I'm hoping for one or two brave members of Congress that I'm talking to issue those subpoenas ASAP.
So he's want these subpoenas to be issued by Congress. The problem I have with this is that it's just talk again. This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to work for. We need Congress to do something. And I mean, really, to get Congress to do something, that's like an act of Congress.
Right. I mean, it is. And you know what? We'd rather them say this is what's happening in Congress right now as we're talking. Subpoenas are already issued. That's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear maybe, could be, one day. I mean, it's so tired. This is what we've heard for so long. We want action, not maybe action.
Yeah. I'm so tired of hearing that, well, this is what we're working on. This is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we want to do. This is what we're looking for. I want to see them actually do something, and then we discuss that.
Yeah.
Look, And you know what? I think President Trump and Elon Musk, they set the bar. And I don't think anyone has told Cass Patel and Pam Bondi what the bar is. They set the bar because full transparency, what Elon Musk has been doing, what President Trump has been doing, they do stuff, and then all of the news and all of the press is talking about it. We're not talking about what President Trump is possibly going to do for the most part. We're talking about what he has done, what he is currently doing. And that's the difference. And I think a lot of people would agree that we need more doing and less talking. Really. Now, in the House, they passed this budget bill. They passed the budget bill in the House. And then it's over at the Senate. But according to Chuck Schumer and some other Democrats, they're trying to prevent this bill from being passed. But some Democrats, to my understanding, they're actually pushing back on this. They're actually saying that, we need to push this bill through because it's actually going to hurt us more in the long run than it's going to hurt President Trump. And that's the only reason why the Democrats don't want to push any bill through, because they want President Trump to go with a record where not a single bill is passed. That's the objective, right? That's what they're wanting to do. They don't want a single bill. They don't care what it is, anything.
Yeah.
If President Trump is associated with it, the Democrats want to make it look like he could not get a single thing passed. Even with the House, with the Republicans controlling the House and the Senate, they don't want nothing to pass. And of course, in the Senate, they're going to try to use the filibuster to try to prevent President Trump's agenda from being pushed through.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, we are always looking at the chat on all the platforms that we're on. And one person on Pilled, it says Rye Guy for Life, said this is pre-election. Well, it's always pre-election.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never not pre-election.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, these people should always be working for the American people. And instead of holding back, they should be moving forward. I think that's one thing that's really discouraging people with the Democrat Party right now. They're tired of them holding back and constantly pushing back on everything that the other side of the House is doing, especially since we just had a huge election where majority of the people, where Trump literally won the Electoral College, the popular vote. He won across the board. He won districts, more districts than a Republican has in a long time. So I think that they said that they were saying that this was an interview was pre-election. I'm not sure which interview he's talking about. Oh, is he talking about the Bondi one? Perhaps.
Oh, with that one?
Oh, perhaps. So that's an old video, I guess, is what they're saying.
Okay.
But that could be. But you know what?
Right now, we still haven't heard anything.
Right now in the Democrat Party, This is a huge issue, though, with them holding back. They are getting ready.
Well,
to have...
that's and if that's a pre-video before the election, that still says a lot.
Yeah.
What has been done?
Yeah. What is being done?
What has been done?
I mean, it still goes to the same. You're absolutely
what has
right.
been done?
Thank you for clarifying what you were talking about.
What has been done about that?
But these Democrats you're about to show Schumer right now, they're shutting everything down. I think this is going to hurt them in the election coming up.
Well, this one, to be clear about it, this one with Chuck Schumer was 6 months ago.
Yeah, when they were trying to pass a CR.
So listen to Chuck Schumer 6 months ago.
If the government shuts down, it will be average Americans who suffer most. A government shutdown means seniors who rely on Social Security could be thrown into chaos as the Social Security Administration limits certain services like benefit verifications or fixing errors in payments. Our veterans could see regional VA offices shut down and support services put on hold. Some of our military service members could be forced to work without pay. Families who benefit from WIC and other nutrition programs could see benefits halted.
So what has changed, Chuck Schumer?
What has changed?
What has changed?
Right?
Trump is in office, and Republicans are pushing this bill.
I mean, Schumer is pushing against his own party right now. There's a lot of people in his party are like, man, we don't need to shut down the government. We need to push forward. I think there's, once again, we know there's an identity party problem in the Democrat Party because there's people like, some of the stuff that they're doing makes sense. We've heard some of the Democrats go, I kind of like that they're cleaning stuff up. But you only have the people that are anti-Trump talking in the forefront. You don't always hear all those people in the background going, I think this is going to hurt us if we keep doing this. Right?
Yeah.
It's not a football game where one team or the other team, when they're playing against each other, one of them has to win. This isn't a sport. This is government where you're supposed to all come together for the better good of what? America, on behalf of who? The people.
But you're thinking rationally, Shannon. You're thinking the way it should be. And that's the problem. The left, they don't think of it that way. They think their only thought is to stop Trump. I mean, really, at the end of the day, they want to stop Trump, and they can't stop Trump. And as I've said multiple times before, because they know they can't stop Trump, guess what's going to end up happening? They're gonna bring back and kind of reenact what happened in the Summer of Love in 2020. It's coming. I'm trying to tell people, and I'm not trying to say this to have people get upset with me, to get people all worked up. But I think most people know this. I mean, look what they've already started doing at the Tesla dealerships. Look what they've been doing there. I mean, the stuff that they've been doing at these Tesla dealerships. And you know what? They put a spin on it. The Democrats they got out there and they put a spin on it. Because, President Trump, he said that he was going to purchase a Tesla. And so instead of President Trump going to a Tesla dealership, the owner said, well, you know what? We're going to bring some of the vehicles to you. And you know what? Some of them do that. They've done it in the past. So because Elon Musk had Tesla show up at the White House, all of the Democrats are trying to flip it and trying to say that, because of the auto industry, he should have had all of the other vehicles there. The reason why, and they're trying to say that President Trump is being a car salesman for Tesla. You know what the main reason why President Trump had the Teslas there is because the left has been vandalizing, attacking Tesla dealerships. That's the reason why. If the left would just ignore Tesla altogether, President Trump would have never had Teslas on the White House lawn. Would have never had it on there. But they're being aggressive and attacking them. And all of those on the left, they're saying that, it's just peaceful protesting. They're just protesting against Elon. Why are they protesting against Elon? Elon is only there temporarily. He's not going to be there for the next 3 years. He's only there for a temporary time. The problem is that Elon, with full transparency, is exposing what the left has been doing. And apparently Act Blue and all these other leftist woke organizations, they've been going out attacking Elon Musk because he's helping President Trump. And it's the same thing that they've done to Trump supporters as well in the past. They would attack us because we supported President Trump. Even today, it's still happening. And you notice something? I've never, ever, ever heard of a single case. And y'all can let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Say, yeah, well, it was one. I've never heard of a case where a leftist liberal went to work and they found out that they supported Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats, and they fired them. Have you ever heard of that? Has that ever taken place? No, but if you're a Trump supporter, that has happened.
Hey, well, I want to give some breaking news right now. I'm going to pull this up right now. It says that a far left protester group has stormed Trump Tower in New York. They are anti-ICE and pro-Hamas protesters, and they are chanting free. That guy that
the one that's supporting the terrorist Hamas.
Yeah. Let's watch this real quick.
Wow. Interesting. And you know what? So this is in Trump Towers in New York?
That's the escalator that he came down when he announced that he was going to run for for office in the first time.
Oh, right there.
2015. It's behind him.
Is it right there? Where is it? Oh, right
Yep,
there.
there.
Interesting. So they went in and stormed it. So this is okay? Is this okay? Now, it's one thing if you're outside, but you go in and you're probably disrupting. So did the cop? I'm pretty sure the cops showed up. So now, not only have they gone into the Tesla dealerships, but now they're going into the Trump hotels. And this is not the first time they've gone into the Trump hotels. Have you ever known for them to go into, oh, wait a minute, Joe Biden didn't own anything, but he was making all this money. Have you ever known for them to go into, let's say, Amazon and do this? Nope. They didn't do this in Amazon. Jeff Bezos, because, you know, he supported the left 100%. And to my understanding, he probably still does. He's just trying to make nice with President Trump because he knows President Trump is about to make some serious major changes. So that's the reason why he's doing it. My personal opinion. Let me share something else with you about what's happening with the government budget and the Democrats possibly trying to shut down the government. Listen to this.
For me, we have leftovers. This should have been taken care of October 1st. Chuck Schumer never brought a spending bill to the floor. He had every one of them by July 31st. He refused to hear one appropriation bill, not one. So now we have leftovers that we got to deal with from the Biden administration. How long do we deal with that? We're not going to balance the budget off of when we're 6 months into this to this FY25, which ends September 30th. At some point, we need to cut the umbilical cord from the Biden administration, say, okay, we can't deal with your mess anymore. We need to be looking to the policies and to the fiscal responsibility that Trump can bring. And so that's FY26. So the longer we deal with FY25, which is what we're doing right now, which should have already been taken care of, mind you, on October 1st, the longer we do it, the more it distracts us from delivering what the American people wanted November 3rd.
Did Republicans get anything out of this?
Out of this? Not
because you're also voting for the same levels that Biden and Schumer.
Of course, I understand that completely, but I want to start focusing on Trump's policies. I want to quit dealing with Biden's policies. We can't. It's a distraction right now. Okay, let's go ahead, pass it. Let's fund it for the rest of the year. Start working on Trump's policies through Trump's appropriations with a Republican-led House and a Republican-led Senate with a Republican-led White House. Because that's where we can get change. You're not going to affect change halfway through a fiscal year already that the money was spent by Biden and that administration. We can make real change in FY26.
We'll see what that looks like. Senator Mullen, thank you for joining us.
Make real change. I'm surprised she wasn't interrupting him more, trying to shut him down. I mean, because it is about what President Trump's agenda, not Joe Biden, but the Democrats want to push everything Joe Biden. Why? Because it had everything that was not going to benefit America, had everything for Ukraine, had everything for all of these other woke agendas, had nothing to do with the United States of America. Talking about the budget with Joe Biden and the Democrats. None of it. Okay, here's another one I want to share with you. And I haven't had the opportunity to watch this one, Shannon. You got this one, and this one is talking about the spending bill as well, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So let's check it out.
Is the Democrats are going to have the choice to vote for whether you want the cloture or the final one, and if you refuse to or you withhold your vote, you're voting about shutting the government down. And so that's always been my point. Now it's a CR that we all agree we don't like, and we don't co-sign on all of those elements. But for me, it's about we can't ever allow the government to shut down.
So here's Fetterman saying, they don't like it. No one likes it. Democrats and Republicans don't like it. But he said we can't let the government to shut down. But this is the one time I think the Democrats wanted to shut down. I remember when Joe Biden was in the White House and the Democrats were trying to push through a bill, and it was just all of this stuff that didn't benefit the American people. And we were in agreement for the most part, all of us in the private sector per se, we were all like, let it shut down. Because we don't want the money going out to all of these agendas that's not even benefiting the American people. But what's happening here is that President Trump, the Republicans, this budget bill, to my understanding, is to benefit not only us, but our military, for defense and everything else. When the Democrats, they're against everything. They're not even for defense in this country.
I mean, but to what end? I mean, what are they going to do when they shut down the government? Other than saying, yes, we're anti-Trump, everybody knows that. That's nothing new. What are they going to do? I mean, are they going to hold the government hostage? And I think that's really to Fetterman's point. What's the purpose of us doing this? Are we going to be able to negotiate for some things? Probably not at this point. And if we do, how long are we going to have to shut down government during those negotiations? And how much are we really going to get? I think they need to move on, right? They're literally not being productive by doing this.
No, they're not. They're not. And I think that's the whole point.
And there are a lot of Democrats, Jake, who are in that camp right now, and it remains to be seen how long Schumer could keep them on his side. We expect that they would need at least 8 Democrats to vote to break a filibuster. That vote could happen as early as Friday morning, and that vote would just be hours before the deadline, which is 11:59 p.m. Friday night. And if it does ultimately lead to a shutdown, Jake, some Democrats are just simply worried what Donald Trump would do in that situation, having the government shut down, having Congress having to rely on Republican votes to reopen the government, how much Trump would demand in that case, which is why at the end of the day, some Democrats and Republicans believe a deal could be averted in the last minute here, or Democrats ultimately could decide to vote for this Republican bill and send it into law. So some time to play out here. But at the moment, Jake, the Democratic leader indicating he plans to fight this as soon as Friday.
Yeah, Chuck Schumer, he's trying to fight it. Chuck Schumer's like, nope, not allow this to go through. And again, Chuck Schumer, he wants to be able to say that he stopped every bill that was associated with President Trump and the Republicans were pushing.
You know what this says to me? If this passes, it's a huge slap in the face to Chuck Schumer. It's saying, we don't care for your leadership. We don't care what you say. You are damaging us more than you are helping us. We're going to sidestep what you want us to do anyways. And that will be a signal to Schumer and them of going, listen, we are in full panic
if he can't,
we no longer even have control over our party.
If he can't rally the Democrats to stand behind him and to say no to this, that means he's losing his control.
And that will mean that people, they'll see that as a sign as Trump's winning people over even their own party.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize this, but tomorrow's the deadline for the shutdown, correct?
Yeah, they have to vote on it by tomorrow. I heard that they're going to do it in the morning. I guess they could possibly do it this afternoon as well. They could do it really anytime. Yeah, they could do it. But they're trying to really rally people together. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's phone calls, office talks.
Well,
let's make sure
backdoor deals, all of that
nonsense.
Right. Well, listen to Chip Roy.
Do you think the Democrats are going to try to really focus on shutting down the government to slow down the effort specifically of President Trump using the executive power and DOJ and what Musk is doing?
Yeah, they've certainly said they would. Now, whether they would do that or not, I'm not 100% sure. I can tell you that if we give and pass out of the House and send to the Senate a truly clean freeze in spending, send that to the Senate, I don't think they can do it. I want to call their bluff. If they want to go shut the government down and try to tell President Trump that he shouldn't continue to do what they're doing through DOJ, for example, finding duplicate Social Security numbers, finding a $32,000 transgender comic book to Peru. Right? This is the kind of things that we're funding. The American people are sick of it. So we want to give the president the runway. We want to give Russ Vought the runway, Elon the runway to do their job. Democrats want to stop it. Our job is to keep the lights on to allow them to continue to expose all this to the American people, because we're winning minds and hearts that this whole town, the swamp, has been wasting their money. And we need to change it, and we've got them on our side. You saw the president at the State of the Union address, or I should say the joint session address, right, where he rattled off about, 20 different things that were absurd. And the American people are going, wait, why is this happening? So we in Congress should empower the president and his team to do their job.
Oh, but see, that's where the problem comes when it comes to the Democrats. You're going to empower President Trump to do his job. They're trying to take the power away from President Trump. They don't want President Trump to be able to do his job. They don't want Trump to do his job. This is really interesting times that we're in. I mean, it really is.
It really is. And I think
it really is.
You know, when we talk about, I'm not even sure. I mean, I know people are divided, But there's a lot of people that voted for Trump, and there's a lot of Democrats and independents that like what he's doing. Are they nervous about tariffs and stuff? Of course they are, because one, a lot of us don't understand how they work. That is very true. Two, because we're not seeing the effects of it yet, we're still like, we're apprehensive of going, okay, I love this. They're still waiting on to see if tariffs and stuff are going to work. Now, I do believe that most people, even Democrats, we've seen it on CNN polls, love that the fraud and the waste is being found. That can't be disputed. I don't even think CNN and them can even argue that anymore. I think if they're arguing, we hate Elon having access to our Social Security numbers, I think most people are like, whatever, that's a talking.
And they're upset with him because he has read only to stuff and can't make any changes, can't do anything. But oh my goodness, you know what?
According to them,
you know what? They're not even really angry with Elon Musk having access to it. I really don't think that's the reason why they're angry. They're using that because they're telling the public, oh my goodness, he has access to your sensitive data to get them riled up. But that's not the reason why these people that are screaming about it.
No.
They're really upset because Elon Musk is exposing what they've been doing.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's what they're really upset
after
about.
Little people. Obviously, there's nothing listed on there about Jane Doe out of Kansas City that's doing this or that. That's not what it is. He's looking at big, huge fraud and waste.
Yep. Hey, let me say thank you to Buzzy for the super chat on YouTube. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. God bless you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, if you're watching on Rumble, YouTube, even Facebook, share the video, hit the thumbs up, peel.net, give me some peels. Hit the peel button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It really works, people. It really works if you hit the thumbs up. It really works. Test it out. Hit the thumbs up and see. So for everyone who have not hit the thumbs up, and I can't see if you hit the thumbs up. It doesn't show me your name or anything. It doesn't show anybody.
I also want to give a shout out to X American News that we are now streaming on X. It's a great new platform. There's some phenomenal shows on there. We'd love everybody to go and check them out.
Yep.
It's at xamericanews.com. Go check them out.
You should put that in the lower third.
Oh yeah, let me put that in
you put in the lower third so people
sure
will see. Okay, I got another one I want to share with you, and this one is like heated up, right? Because like I just mentioned with Elon Musk, the reason why they're upset with Elon Musk is because he's exposing them. They're not upset because he's looking at data. President Trump hired him and his team to come in and look at the data. It happens all the time. Every administration throughout the history of this country has been able to hire people to come work for them in their administration. They're just upset. Now, if Elon Musk was in there and saying there's nothing to see here, and they knew that he was seeing all the corruption, he was giving it a pass and saying, nope, nothing to see here, they would love Elon. Even Elon Musk said that there was nothing there. Even Elon Musk. Well, listen to this.
And you know what? This place is broken.
Really, yeah.
Because Congress has abdicated its responsibility.
Really? You're just figuring this out? Aren't you a part of Congress?
To be the ones to find that race fraud and abuse.
Oh, so she's saying that it should be Congress to find the waste, fraud, and abuse. But isn't it Congress that's doing the waste, fraud, and the abuse? Help me understand. Listen to her.
Its responsibility to be the ones to find that race, fraud, and abuse and to do something different about it. We're letting somebody.
So how many years has she been there? I think she was there when President Trump was in his first term. How many years has she been there? Has she done anything about it? Absolutely not. She's crying and kicking and screaming about it because they're removing stuff that she's probably was benefiting from.
Yeah, she's been there for 10 years.
10 years. What has she done? It kind of reminds me when President Trump was running against Hillary Clinton the first time, and she was complaining about President Trump taking advantage of the tax bracket, the tax system. And he said, hey, your buddy took advantage of it too. If you didn't like it, how many years you've been there, you could have changed it. Why didn't you change it? Same thing here.
Do something different about it. We're letting somebody who's unelected, who's an auditor, now he's an auditor. Is he everything?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
He's more than you are.
He's done. I mean, he's been there, what, 55 days now?
And
he's done more than he's done more than she has done in 10 years.
The only thing that I've known her for is hate Trump.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Republicans.
And this goes right along with Stephen A.
Protect Biden.
Yeah.
Protect Democrat fraud. Yeah.
This goes, and I'm going to share that video of Stephen A. right after this. Listen to this.
Elected, who's an auditor. Now he's an auditor. Is he everything? Is he God? To be able to do what he wants to do with the American people. It's got to stop. I yield back.
See, that's irresponsible. He can't do whatever he wants to do. How many times can you scream it from the rooftop? He has read only.
You know what? They don't care.
Report and tell him what he's finding.
They do not care.
They don't care about the truth.
They don't
100%.
care. They don't care. Just like everything else, they've been coming out lying about President Trump. Oh, he's going to take away Social Security. He might take away Social Security, so I'm going to hate you because he might do it. Even though he said he's not going to, but I'm going to hate you because he might do it. This is what we're dealing with. Now, here's the one with Stephen A. I was going to play it a little bit on, but I think it's appropriate to play it here. Listen to what he says about the Democrat Party. It is so true. And again, light bulb comes on. He makes valid points, but then, it goes, dims out. I don't know why it does that, but listen.
They're literally sitting up on Capitol Hill. Not all, but most of them. They're the party. They're literally sitting up on Capitol Hill acting like their only job is to be in opposite of Donald Trump in every way, shape, form, and fashion. That's not going to get them the midterms. That's not going to help them regain the White House. It's fool's gold. And somebody needs to tell them. I'm trying to tell them. I don't think I'm alone, but when the conservatives like yourself and various others are uttering this stuff.
Now, listen to this. Listen to this. Here comes like the key point.
It pains me to say.
It pains him to say. See, the light bulb is on right now because he's seeing what's going on. And it pains him, and he's going to say the truth here. It pains him to say it. Watch.
You're right. And they better do something about it because in the end, and Lord help them if the tariff situation works.
You hear Sean Hannity? He said, wait on, let me flag this statement. Because he said he's right. I'm surprised that Stephen A. hasn't really got the backlash from the left.
Yeah, he just renewed a $100 million contract with ESPN.
So he's not running for office. I mean, he's not going to turn that $100 million down.
I thought, wow, I'm so surprised because he's literally talking about the Democrat Party and they still, you know what I'm saying?
They're not getting
I thought that there would be backlash from ESPN.
You know what? You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? I think he knows that he's not going to be able to go up there and get them to make a change. He knows that they're not going to make sense of he's making sense of what they're doing, but they're not receiving it. He's been on multiple videos, multiple shows, and he's constantly made it clear that the Democrats are not figuring it out. He went on with the witches of the View,
and
they're not figuring it out.
I love what he's about to say. He's like, "Oh, God help us if the tariffs work." Yeah.
Let me take it back. It's a short clip.
I think they will.
Okay, here we go.
And various others are uttering this stuff. It pains me to say, you're right. And they better do something about it because in the end, and Lord help them if the tariff situation works in Trump's favor. They're really not going to have a leg to stand on then. Lord help them if that
happens. He says, Lord help them if that happens.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know what? I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work because it's worked in other countries.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it work here if it's already worked for all these other countries? That's why they've kept it. That's why they've kept doing it. And now the other countries are like, how dare you do to us what we've been doing to you for decades, right? Trump's just asking for the fair share. And let me say this, if he gets rid of the IRS and we just have the external revenue service, it would be the end for the Democrat Party. I mean, they would be like all aboard for whoever Trump picks to be his successor.
Actually, I think we're seeing the end of the Democrat Party as we speak.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing it happen in real time.
And why do you think that Stephen A. isn't switching? Do you think if the tariffs work, do you think if some of the stuff that Trump is doing ends up working,
the tariffs are going to work.
I think they're going to too.
This is not the first time a president has implemented the tariffs the way
that
President
is true.
Trump
There was
is
one other
talking.
president. Who was it?
I can't. You see if you can find out really quick So the other time that the president has done this before, we went into the black. We had a surplus. The United States of America was out of debt. The last time a president implemented tariffs, the way President Trump is talking. So it's not something that President Trump just, drummed up. Now, the way he goes about doing it, there's a lot of things that are different from the past because, the markets are bigger. The world is bigger. The connectivity, everything is bigger. But it has happened once before. And President Trump is saying, let's get away from the Internal Revenue Service. And I can't imagine anybody in this country would be against the federal government taking your money. I can't imagine it, but there are some. And a lot of people are saying, nope, we need to pay the revenue service. We need to pay it. So then that way, because we got to stop Trump. I mean, this is what they want to do. And actually, remember when Obama was in office, he weaponized the IRS against conservatives. Weaponized it against them. Well, part of the reason why, Stephen A., he's made it clear that the Democrat Party, they're losing their minds. They've lost everything. They don't know where they are, where they're going, what to do next. And they don't have a leader. Let me ask y'all in the chat, and I'm looking in the chats right now. In the chat, how many of y'all, or who do you think is the leader of the Democrat Party? I'm just curious. How many of you, who is the leader of the Democrat Party? And DTG, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Get some XRP, Will. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. What is XRP? Elaborate for me if you would. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know. But thank you again. Okay, Joyce says Obama. You know what? You would think that it is Obama, but I would say it's not Obama because what happened this past election, Obama tried to rally up black men and didn't work. Did not work. He went out there scolding us for supporting President Trump. So it used to be at one point, I would agree with you on that. It used to be Obama, but not anymore. Not anymore. Who? Darcy says the devil. Ding, 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 ding. Yep. DTG says the God of money, God's money. Yep. The devil. 100%. And that was on YouTube and on Rumble. Texas Bigfoot says, what leader? Exactly. What leader? Dean on Facebook says Soros. I think he controls a lot of them, but he's not per se their leader. But he does control them.
He controls them through money. And I think
he controls them with the money,
train.
And that goes with their God, money God, right? Yeah. That's their money God. But and then Helen says Cryberry Chuck. I don't even think it's Chuck Schumer either, and especially if this budget bill passes. It's most definitely going to show that it's not Chuck Schumer. It's not going to be Chuck Schumer. So I don't think that it's actually going to be any of them. And then on Pilled, it says the time they acknowledge God is to try to make someone else look bad. Yeah. Yeah, they do that. NLTBR on YouTube says AI. Hey, you know what? I see where you're going there. Because they're the Democrats, I think they're openly willing to worship AI, because they reject God 100%. And some people, no one even named this dude, Hakeem Jeffries. No one named him. And no one named Nancy Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren, Jerry Nadler, Kamala Harris. Nope. What about Gavin Newsom? Nah, he's too busy doing a podcast. Nope, not him either. Then who? Other than Satan, who's leading the Democrat Party. They don't have a leader right now. They're completely dysfunctional. They really are. Well, Hakeem Joffrey goes on MSDNC to, of course, have a conversation about the spending bill and how they're going to probably try to shut it down. And this guy, the bald-headed guy on the other end, he brings up, he's talking to him about it. And of course, they all do the fear mongering, like, with vets and the Agent Orange and stuff, all the different things. They're not going to get their services. And President Trump and the Republicans have made it clear over and over and over and over again that the essential services would never stop if there's a government shutdown. It won't stop. It's already been clear. The Democrats have even said it themselves, that essential services won't stop if there's a government shutdown. But when the tables are turned, they come out and try to convince everybody that no one is going to get any help. Listen.
Because he's having trouble with a prosthetic leg or a prosthetic arm or with Agent Orange or Burn syndrome. What would happen to those individuals specifically under the passage of the Republican bill? Hello?
Looks like we've lost.
I think we've lost the
Hakeem Jeffries.
He's just sitting there. I wonder, did they not make sure that he could hear them from the get-go? Or
there's several things going. Either that, or maybe he just didn't like the question and he didn't want to answer it.
That could be it too. And
but
let me just play like I don't hear anything.
Like, go back.
Has lost audio. I would have loved to have heard that.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's weird because if you look at him, he keeps blinking.
Well, he does that all the time. Well, you know what? Maybe he didn't hear him because, when he does hear him, he always has something to say, though. No matter what it is, he's very good at lying. So he always has something to say. And he's always doing this like maybe he should go work for air traffic control. You ever watch him talk? I mean, my goodness, his hands are never still. Now, I get it. People talk with their hands. I get it. But he's excessive. He's really excessive about it. Let me play this one for you. Gorka. Am I here to bring this up? And is this the one where they're talking about the military strikes? What is this one, Shannon? Help me out. Lead me up into this one. With Gorka?
Yeah, they're talking about South Africa and a story that was in the Washington Post about
Okay, here we go.
So last month, the Washington Post reported that the freeze on U.S. foreign assistance in Africa has, quote, threatened programs intended to counter al-Shabaab bomb makers, contain the spread of al-Qaeda across West Africa, and secure Islamic State prisoners in the Middle East, according to U.S. officials and aid workers, unquote. Are those cuts still in place? Are you concerned about them at all?
Is that the same Washington Post that propagated the Russia collusion hoax for the last 8 years?
Well, regardless of the Russia.
Oh, listen to this. This is so good. And, of course, Jake the Snake, he went along with the Russia hoax, the Russia collusion delusion. He went along with it the entire time, too. And that's the reason why he's jumping in, trying to defend himself. That's what this is. Listen to it. This is so good. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, please. Listen.
Concerned about them at all?
Is that the same Washington Post that propagated the Russia collusion hoax for the last 8 years?
Well, regardless of the Russia.
Not regardless. You're quoting the Washington Post to me, which is as effective as posting for me or quoting to me any other pillar of the fake news industrial complex. I really couldn't care less what the Washington Post or the New York Times says, especially when it's anonymous government officials. If it's true, put your name to it. If it's not, shut up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like how this administration keeps repeating that. They're saying, listen, we're done with anonymous quotes.
Thank you. Yeah. Put up or shut up.
Yeah, put up
and
or
I love
shut
the fact that it's like, you're going to quote the Washington Post, which is completely leftist. You're going to quote them to me as if they are a factual authority or credible, credible news outlet. Are you kidding me? The Washington Post, a credible news outlet? That's like saying CNN is credible. I mean, really?
I mean, you hear Trump all the time. Oh, you've lost your credibility. Oh, you're fake news. I mean, we've heard it. And he's right. These different outlets, Washington Post did push the letter of the 51 people that signed saying that the laptop was Russian disinformation. We know that it wasn't disinformation. It was absolutely true. So after that, how do you even take a anonymous quote from somebody that's known to lie? How do you do it? You can't.
And isn't it something how he actually brought up the Washington Post? They do it all the time. Let me quote the Washington Post. You know, they're supposed to be credible. Well, they're not. They're not credible. Hey, let me tell you about something really quick that I've been doing, and this is the smart money strategy. Warren Buffett just invested over $50 billion in energy. Billionaire Ken Griffin increased his oil investments by 150%. Even Elon Musk said we can't live without oil. But here's what Wall Street isn't telling you. There's a smarter way for you to profit than buying oil in stocks. It's a unique investment that allows you to collect monthly royalty checks from America's richest oil fields. You can do this. You're not buying shares into a company. This is what's really awesome about this. You're getting direct ownership from oil producing properties. You know, President Trump is saying, drill, baby, drill. You can start this with just $25, everybody. You can learn more about this #1 oil royalty play for 2025 at JohnsonOilBoom.com. That's JohnsonOilBoom.com, and to discover how you can start collecting monthly oil royalty checks starting today. Go check it out. Go read the information on there. JohnsonOilBoom.com, JohnsonOilBoom.com. Go check out that information. I'm telling you, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Go check it out. Also, if you go to my website, UnitedAmericaFirst.com, we have some really great things on there on my website. If you want to go there, I would highly, greatly appreciate it if you went there. UnitedAmericaFirst.com. Sign up for that free newsletter. You sign up for the free newsletter. And please, by all means, if you can, go there and support me. Help me keep the lights on. Things are really rough on my end. I can't even go into complete detail how bad it really is, but maybe, this is something. Put it this way, if the Democrats make it to where I can no longer come on, they will see this as a win for them. So if you don't want to help the Democrats win, please, by all means, go to my website, UnitedAmericaFirst.com/donate. Because they're still on the attack. They're still trying to go after conservatives. They're still trying to shut down people like Will Johnson. They don't want me to be able to have a voice. They don't want me to be able to share all the information that I've been sharing with you. So if you find it in your heart, please go to UnitedAmericaFirst.com, UnitedAmericaFirst.com. I would greatly appreciate it. And how much time we have? We're just minutes down. I want to share something else with you, if I can. And, I don't do a whole bunch of plugging and everything during the show, just so much. And I guess I need to. But have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen me talk about this? This is the ballistic backpack. And it actually will stop some rounds, So just imagine children going to different events, every day-to-day use. If you go to PrepGearPlus.com, you can see these wonderful backpacks. And you want to ensure your family's safety, right? I mean, this is what it's about for me. And I can't think of anything else than one of these beautiful backpacks.
The owner of the company, he's been giving these backpacks to schools, to students. He's given it to some teachers. It's ballistic. So, if there's a active, something somewhere, you can put this up and it'll help protect. Yeah. I mean, just imagine if your loved one, your child's in school and they got books in here and they got the protection in here. Y'all know where I'm getting at. PrepGearPlus.com, PrepGearPlus.com. Go check it out. Yeah. And I want everybody to write this number down.
Oh, yeah. The number right there at the bottom.
548-1144. And if you call and tell them you have discount code Johnson, that you saw the backpack on his show, they will give you 10% off. It's a great gift. I mean, it's good just for peace of mind to have. You carry this as a purse. Go to, the mall or anywhere else that, things happen. and you put this up and it will protect you. It's been tested by the military and by local police officers. So it's a great item to have.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. PrepGearPlus.com. Go check it out. And get the number. Even if you're watching on the replay. All right, everybody. That is it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Tomorrow's Friday. I want to open up the phone lines. Please give me a call tomorrow. Take care, everybody. God bless.